It's the SawCast, where real people speak that real shit on real topics. And I go by the name of Stevo.
And I'm Ariel. What the fuck you do, y'all? Today we got a special guest.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Des.
What's up,
Good friend of ours, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
From way
saying?
back, like
Today-
4 flats on a Cadillac.
For real. Me and Des been knowing each other since we were in, I always say second grade, but I be thinking I thought you went to kindergarten with me too, but I know for sure second grade. Cause it was a competition in second grade, but yeah, it was so fun. But yeah, oh my God, this has been my friend for a long time, and I'm so excited for you to be here. And she's one of the people that is one of the reasons why we came to Texas and why we love Texas so much. And so we wanted to do a podcast about Texas because this is where we're settling and this is where we stand. And so, like I said, she's one of the people who got us here, so we want to talk about it. So yeah. Sure. So Des, tell us about yourself and everything.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this. My first podcast, SawCast.
Right.
I'm Desmond Bryant, a young professional.
I am Des.
Yeah. I do a little bit of everything. Y'all know me. I keep 3, 4, 5 jobs at a time. So
6 jobs.
Really
She don't get
always
tired.
get some money.
She don't get tired.
I'm gonna get that money. Yeah, I'm just a young adult living my life to the fullest. Single, no kids. So
Of course, my friend.
possibilities
So.
are endless.
Just like my friends.
21 with no kids.
But I'm involved in sports still. I have a little hobbies. In basketball. I box. I've been boxing for 3 years. I volunteer around the city. I try to get into little different things that interest me, meet new people. Just kind of built that network.
Okay, so where are you from?
I am from Fort Worth, Texas. Moved to Indianapolis, Indiana when I was 7, and now I'm back. I've been back for 7 years. Actually, maybe 8. I think it was 8.
Okay.
In November.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time. And now I stay in Plano. So
Yonder.
I kind of, once I got here, I was in Fort Worth, then moved to Duncanville for a little bit, and then to Dallas. Now I'm in Plano. I think
Duncanville to Dallas to Plano.
Dallas to Plano.
Yeah.
She went, boom.
Wow.
She went, doop, doop. She just took a pen and was like this.
Yeah. But it was all just really, of course, my family's from Fort Worth, and so that was easy to just plant my roots there to start off. But I don't know, it was a little too country town for me. I'm a fast city, fast life kind of girl. And so I really wanted to see what Dallas had to offer because although I lived here in Fort Worth in Texas, it wasn't, I would go to Dallas and stuff to visit family, but I was too young to understand what was going on, what was around me. So being back as an adult, it was nice to see like what the city's all about, what the things that have popped up since we moved. Even when my mom came, she was like, this wasn't here. And I'm like, oh, well, now I get to explore it. And then I moved to Duncanville for a little bit because it was closer to Dallas. I was working in Dallas but living in Fort Worth. So if you know anything about Texas driving, that's an hour each way every day.
Man.
Sometimes it was 2 based on the time of day.
Yeah.
And so moved a little closer to the job and then got another job that was in Capel. So I moved to Dallas just because I like the city a little more. And it was just a little more affordable where I was living. And then I started making a little money. Started noticing the suburbs of Dallas. And was like, oh, it's nice up here.
Yeah.
And just, you know, moved. My sister also lived in Plano, so it made it easier to kind of go up there and explore. But yeah, that's where I am. I don't think I'm leaving Plano though.
You don't think so?
Okay.
I like it too much.
I know if it's a lot. It's a lot
you
going on.
said you like
out
the
north.
fast life. Plano is like the suburbs.
It is.
So,
I love the fast life
But
when
it's a
I
lot of
first moved
stuff.
here.
though,
Right.
Around that
first-
area
You
too,
was a little
though.
younger.
I love
It's a lot of- it's a lot of stuff out
there.
There was
Like-
a lot going on.
little
It felt
more
like college, like
rambunctious.
an extension of college.
Yeah.
Like, you know, had the bars, walkable city. But after a while, I'm like, all right, I don't have
Gotta
to
go back
live
to the
down
suburbs.
here. I can come down here and visit, have a good time, and then
Go
get
back
to the
home
quiet.
to quietness.
It's peaceful.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Steven, why you choose Dallas? Because she told us why she chose Plano. So, why you choose Dallas?
Well, I'm in urban right now. And so
Okay.
the urban Las Colinas area. And so the reason why I like being out there is if anybody know me, y'all know I like to be, you know, moving and shaking and all of that stuff. But at the same time, I like to chill. So, like, even though it's stuff to do around there, it's still kind of reserved, kind of more quiet. And then since I've been here, I done got into fitness and back into fitness because I played sports in high school and stuff. So now that I'm back more into fitness, it's more so like I have a lake down the street that I jog to. So that's kind of the thing for me, is just being in a chill environment and kind of like I'm still central, right? Because Fort Worth ain't that far from me. If I want to
yeah, you like 15 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, 15 minutes from downtown. I mean, north ain't that far depending where you at.
Right.
Because, like, if you go north, like Frisco and shit, that far than the bitch from me. But the amount of time that I'm going there,
You're in the middle
it weighs
of
out.
work too.
It weighs out. Like, so it's pretty central. It's a lot of, places I can get to 20, 30 minutes, 40,
everything
maybe to an hour.
Yeah,
everything, mostly 30 minutes, but some stuff be like 40, 50, depending on how far I'm going here and there. But it's and then I like it because it's a little bit of stuff around there. Kind of things that I like to do as well are around there. So pretty chill. So I could go have some fun and then come back to my piece.
Yeah. So I chose. When we first moved here, I chose Dallas, downtown Dallas, because I wanted to see what Dallas was about. And so I feel like when I had moved to the Carolinas, I had moved to the suburbs first. And I feel like that was a mistake for me because I didn't get to see what it was like in the city first to see where I really wanted to be. And I didn't stay. So I feel like if I want to give it a chance for real, I need to stay in the middle and see how to get. Because, like, if you stay downtown Dallas, then you can get everywhere in like 20 minutes. It's like boom, boom, boom. Like, so after I lived downtown for a year and I was like, okay, I want to get a house. So I was looking at suburbs and I wanted to be, normally I'm in a white suburb when I move somewhere, but I was like, I want to do a black suburb now. So I was in like Glen Heights, which is like southern Dallas, and by Cedar Hill. And those are like that's like the black suburbs, which I really liked it down there. So I was like, okay, cool. So then now that I'm really purchasing, I'm in like the Mesquite area, which is like a upcoming area where I'm at, and it's really nice and family oriented area. So it's gonna be like, low crime, all that stuff. I don't have to worry about certain type of stuff. And yeah, I really do like it. And it's like they said, it's like 20 minutes from downtown. I really like going downtown and then, when we shoot downtown for the podcast, so it's not that far. It's kind of far from Steven, but me and Steven is used to like driving at least 30, 40 minutes from each other, because when I lived like southern, he lived in the urban area, so we still had to drive anyways. And then Dez is like all the way up, but
Bruh, she yonder.
But every time we go see Dez, we with Dez for hours. So
yeah, so
it's not even an issue.
I see her some mornings too.
What you say?
I see her some mornings too. So.
What do y'all?
Class.
Yeah, for class, for class.
Okay, so what do y'all think is the best city in Dallas?
I ain't been here long enough to know.
Okay. So far to me is Dallas. Oh, I said the best city in Dallas. Sorry, y'all. I meant the best city in Texas. To me right now is Dallas. I like Dallas the best
city in Texas.
That's what I meant, y'all. In
well,
Texas.
I ain't traveled to enough cities in
Houston.
Texas
To me is not my vibe because it's lit, but it's not. I don't like the way it looks.
Yeah, I like Houston, but just to visit.
Yeah, not to stay.
Likewise.
It's not. To me, it's not a livable.
I visited a few times,
love the
but
culture, being around our people and stuff.
Yes.
I'll be ready to go.
The thing that I really don't like about Houston is maybe it's just where I was at, but it just seems in general it's kind of hard to separate where you at and distinguish like where you at, because you could be around the corner and then it look like this, and then you hit the corner and then it's more like rural.
I think they don't have I forgot, it's like building codes city. Or something like that where you have to have a certain type of looking building to be in a certain place. Like in Dallas, all of the bars are one area. You know what I'm saying? All of the laundromats are in one area, but in Houston, it's just all mixed together. So it's just like, it's not structured.
You hit the corner and it's like, that's why I say it's more like rural. And then this is more city and structure. Right. So then I know, like you said, I know if I'm up north, I'm up north and we out there in the burbs. I know if I'm down south in the burbs, you can tell because what's around there, right?
Yeah.
And
I have to say the DFW Metroplex.
Okay.
Is probably one of the best cities.
Really?
No, for real.
You get a little bit of everything. Fort Worth, you got your country.
Facts.
And Irving and Arlington, I would say. It's kind of just like your everyday family life.
Yeah, your middle class, upper middle class,
like north suburbs, where it gets a little bougie.
Bourgeois, a little bit.
You got extra things that you ain't seen before.
Oh, my mama.
Yeah,
That's what the colony and all.
I almost settled in Frisco, Plano, but it's just so far. But it's so nice though. It's so nice.
And then Dallas, that's your fast life. That's your party city. You can
a lot of clubs out there.
Come.
For sure.
You got different big events that come through the city.
The sports teams.
Sports teams.
Man, because they some of them is in Arlington too.
You gotta try.
But we got the NBA and the NHL are downtown. Hockey. So hockey and basketball are downtown. So that's bringing a lot of people out downtown as well. Yeah. But our other sports are in Arlington, like the baseball, the MLB, and the football. They are in Arlington right now. So
you're right. But yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Here.
So you like the DFW? You like DFW?
Yeah,
like
DFW. Yeah, that Metroplex crazy.
I don't get how people are like, it's boring. That's why I'm like,
that's crazy.
There's so many places you
boring
can go.
Is crazy.
Like, what do you mean? You ain't lived. You ain't getting out to see.
It's you know what I like about the DFW Metroplex is that, like you said, like they told us that when we first got here, but like, and that's really why I couldn't stay when I had moved again because like it's so many black spaces like that. With black people who actually got some sense about themselves, and it's like an upper echelon type of black person, and I really like that, like educated, beautiful black people who are actually like who they're partying and it's not no craziness going on. They dressed up, they look great. You know what I'm saying? You get a sense of wanting to do something with your life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you get some money. You know, it's like you around some people with some actual money. So it's like you want to be a better person. So I like that. And then it's different types of spaces like that. Yes. It's not just one space.
Just in one like little
right.
community. Like I said,
you can be there, you can be here.
You can go to Fort Worth, you can go to Dallas, you can go down to Cedar Hill.
You can go to Arlington.
Find those same spaces.
You know,
And people aren't afraid to travel and come up to your spaces or where you at, meet you where you are. So I do.
That's true because when you in the Metroplex, you don't have an issue driving no more. We okay with traveling to each other.
Staying in Dallas, you know you're gonna have to travel.
Yeah.
Because if you have more, if you have friends at all,
you know you're gonna be
somebody gonna like here better than here and gonna be over here for this point in time, and they might move over there because now they fucking with it because they seen you over there and they realize how fun it was. so
it's like, are you gonna go or not?
Right. And then somebody might have something that they got going on, like how you got your event going on that we your boxing event that we finna go to, and then that's in a different area, and then it say somebody keep visiting that area, and then they start exploring over there, and then it's like, damn, hold on, I ain't never even know this was even a thing over there. And then boom, now you finna go over there, and then like boom, how we come out there, and I ain't gonna lie, boy, sometimes I do be wanting to move out north. Come on, it's lit out there.
It's really lit.
Lit out there. I'll be like, damn, I'll keep having to come out north. I might have to move.
So, Des, what do you think the pros are of living in Texas?
The pros is so much opportunity here. So much. No matter what industry you're in. Like I mentioned earlier, networking is a big thing. Just getting out, doing different things. You run into people who are on the same path as you, people who come from different paths that, you know, may be interesting that you can tap into and just get to know people. That's my biggest thing. And that was my biggest reason for moving back to Texas was I love Indy. It's always going to have a piece of my heart, but I could come out here and choose anything that I wanted and pour my all into it and just know, I mean, I know my work ethic and what my passions and my drive to be successful. So it was just like, I don't care what I got to do when I get out there. And that's the thing. I didn't have nothing lined up when I came out here.
Really?
Nothing.
Wow.
Before I came to visit for a week. I was in Indy setting up all these interviews. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to take a week, go out, interview, and then I should get something, and I can make a decision to move. I came out here. They was all scams, like selling direct TV and Walmart. Like they pull you into this nice office, then they like, okay, what you really gonna be doing? And I was like, but I was just driving through the city, and I'm like, all these businesses, like, I wonder what that is. And I would just look up, what's this company? What do they do? What do they do? And then so I went back home, and I told my mom, I said, yeah, I'm leaving on this day. And it was like 2 weeks from when I got back, and she was like, did you get something? And I was like, no, but it's not efficient to keep driving to take interviews, because at that time virtual interviewing was not a thing.
Right.
Like it wasn't all these virtual things. Like you may do a pre-screening,
right?
But then they want to see you in person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I don't have the money
That's
to be
one thing
taking
about
flights,
Texas jobs
driving
too.
back and forth. Like I can't be doing all that. So I moved out here with my aunt. She was like, I got a spare bedroom, and literally I just slept there. Like I would wake up and hit the road, hit the streets.
Wow,
I
did not know this. It's amazing.
Hiring now, because I'm not afraid to just take a job just to make some income. And that was my thing. I was like, I'm gonna take the first thing. At least it'll start putting some money in my pocket while in the background I'm looking for an apartment, trying to find a better job. And so that's what I did. I found something. It was like a temp agency for a hospital. That's when I moved to Duncanville so I could be closer to Dallas. I was like, I hate this job, but I'm going to do it because it's paying me well. And then the company that I'm with now, they found me. And again, I thought they were a scam again, because I'm like, I ain't never heard of this company. Who is this? Went in for an interview, and the rest is history. I've been with them for 8 years.
Wow.
Wow. So
8 years.
Wow.
Right. That's a lot.
Didn't know
That's
that.
crazy.
But that was my thing. I was just like, I don't care what I have to do. I know what my work ethic is, and I know that no matter who gives me the opportunity, I'm going to do my best and learn, because I love learning. I've learned so many new skills since I've been here. I also had connections. You know, I used to work for the WNBA back in Indy, and so the lady who hired me there was also here with the team. And she brought me on in a small space, and I was like, yeah, like, why not? I'm still with them. And so that's something that I do on the side as well. But it's opened up so many other doors and opportunities for me as well. So it's like I always got something in my back pocket in case I need to make a shift in my life. I'm always keeping leads warm, and you just never know what happens. But
right.
Those relationships I feel are very important. When you're moving.
For sure. Steve, what's your pros?
A major pro is that there's a lot to do in the city. Whatever you are into, they have for you. So I like that. To piggyback off of what Dad said, the opportunities. There's definitely opportunities. There's definitely room for growth. I like the collaboration, right? There's a lot of people who are willing to help. So I like that fact first and foremost. And then if you went to fitness, they got that. You know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of run groups, a bunch of fitness events that you have. And then like we said before, when we were talking, we were saying what was we saying?
Like the areas?
About moving to here. One thing is about the social. They got a lot of social events that you can go to. And sports, I'm a sports person, and we were just rattling off how many professional teams that they have. And then they even also have other events outside of like your top professional that you can go to that if you want to be a part of or if you want to support as well. They had that too. So it's just like just so much, you know what I'm saying, to do, and then so much to see. I like that too, the fact that you could go here and it's something different, and then you can go here and you can go to something different, and it's still a city that's growing. Like it's still a city that's more up and coming. Like, and you still have other areas that are growing as well. So it's a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot of people to meet, and whatever you have here, that's like it is here, and it's a major, and that's a major pro for me, because I'm a social person and I like socializing. Then I also like scenery a little bit too, and I do like the fact that another major pro is like, like some of the places that you go to, you can kind of find your niche. You can find the areas that you like, and then you can consistently visit that, right? And then I also like that, most most of the people here are pretty cool and pretty friendly, pretty down to earth folks. I mean, you have the people, who, a little bit more razzle dazzle, a little rougher on the edges, but that's life, and that's that Texas. When they talk about that Texas, yeah, them folks, they down here too, but that's a major pro for me for sure.
Yeah, I definitely gonna say opportunities, and I say that a lot of people down here. For me personally, I was trying to make money when I came to Texas. Like the primary reason why I came here was to make money. So of course, the income tax for me is definitely They charge you everywhere else a little bit, but income tax is so good to me because that's what you immediately see on your check, and your checks are a little bit better here. And also, like, people is making more money here, so it's like I'm talking to people like IT professionals down here, and they like I make XYZ, and I'm looking at mine like what, you know what I'm saying? And so one dude when I first got here, we was just chopping it up, and he was like, I make XYZ. And I'm like, how? And he told me how he did it. You know what I'm saying? We can go into a different podcast on that. But I did what he told me to do, and now I make way more than I make the combined. I had 2 jobs. I make more than I made at them 2 jobs combined at one job now. And that's because of him just talking about it and like being around people who that's normal for them to make that amount. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't hard for me to find and make that amount. You know what I'm saying?
I will say,
It's a fact.
It's I love Dallas and, the DFW because there are other young professionals like us who are doing it. Whereas in some other cities, it's just like our parents' age or people that are older, and it's like, okay, I have to achieve that. But we see people who are doing it at our age. Yep. And I think that speaks volumes.
Yes, because it's a lot of us. Yeah, I feel like all my friends who were down here were doing the same thing as me. They all were young. They all were either in a relationship or single, and they had no kids, and they was just like focus on career, focus on self, focus on making themselves happy. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. And then of course the way Dallas looks, when you just driving around Dallas, you just look like it's money here. And I like that. I like to be inspired by my surroundings. Also, I'll say the reason why I don't like Houston that much compared to Dallas, because Houston to me looks chaotic. Like when you driving around Houston, it's a little chaotic. It's a little hood. It's not even hood. The reason why it looks hood is because it's not no structure. Like the buildings are all different and they all painted weird and all that. And Dallas is like structured and like it looks really good and like it looks like it's money. And it's a lot of headquarters that's here. Yeah. And you seeing that, like you seeing Top Golf headquarters, you like the rich people type of headquarters, like the golf headquarters and stuff like that.
No, for sure.
Like, cause I mean, I was in California and they got like tech headquarters, like like Meta and stuff like that. Which okay, but like seeing like the big ones and the bank headquarters and stuff like that. True. That's what I wanted to be around, type of stuff like that. And I feel like it definitely inspired me and get some money. And then like you were saying earlier, I like going to different places. I want different Black experiences. I don't want to have to go. We all going to here on Tuesdays. We all going to here on Wednesdays. It's like 10 places to go on Tuesdays, and they going to be 10 places where you can go. They're all Black. People got sense. People are dressed up. People look nice. And I ain't never really heard from none of my friends down here, who paying for this? Who paying? We splitting this? We doing that? They don't even do that. So it's just a whole different like type of thinking.
No, for sure.
So it changes.
That
so
mindset.
Yeah.
So you saying that mindset.
For sure. Okay. So the cons, I'll go first on that one. Cons, I don't know. People ignorant, but I guess people ignorant everywhere. But I won't say I seen a whole lot of ignorant stuff. I know before I came down here, people saying people ignorant in Dallas and stuff like that. I haven't really encountered that, but so I guess that would be kind of if somebody saw. I don't know. I've experienced that. I can't really think of a con. Y'all got some?
For me, I would definitely say the drivers, right?
Because I like the drivers. They drive like me.
Well,
they psycho.
Well, there's a lot.
Well, sometimes it's because you know what? It's the highways. Sometimes maybe that's what I don't like. The exits be a little abrupt,
or
they don't be in order. They don't be in order. When she say you gotta pay attention, it's a difference. You gotta pay attention. Like you really have to like look at stuff. It's hard to look at your GPS and
now you gotta listen.
You're going to make a mistake,
but you just gotta pay attention too.
The highways, I would say, is a con for sure.
Yeah.
I would say it's so many people here too as well. Like Dallas has become a melting pot.
It's a lot of different people.
So that's the kind of driving, because it might be a person it's a visiting city. So a lot of people here visiting. So it might be somebody visiting and they not used to these roads, because it's certain places in the DFW Metroplex, like you were saying, that I'm not familiar with. So this exit might come, shoot. I might be used to that over here, and then I'm gonna just ease over here a little bit before. But if it's abruptly and I'm following the GPS and it's like, oh, get over right now, you're like, oh shit, skirt, and you gotta get over. But I will say, probably just a whole lot of people here, so not everybody's familiar with the roads here, and then some of the like entryways and ramps and stuff are a bit abrupt. So I'd say you gotta be you got to know how to be a defensive and offensive driver in this motherfucker. But I have picked up the bad habit of not always putting my turning signal on when I'm in traffic. I'll be swerving in that corner. Whoa.
Hey. What you think, Des? What's your cons?
My cons, definitely the driving. It was something I had to get used to. Now it's just like, if I'm going to go somewhere, that's just what I got to do. Personal, like household type stuff. The electricity.
I begin you.
Yeah.
The energy bill.
I still don't understand
that
it.
energy,
like,
bro.
Yeah, it's different
back home,
ones.
It's like you pay for what you use.
Yeah.
Here, you got to either use more or use just enough. Like it's confusing.
Yeah, that energy's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand the energy thing.
The bugs too. I don't like the bugs. The bugs are bigger and they weird. They black.
Aggressive. They bugs aggressive out here.
Creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, my mama, you got to worry
You'll
about
see
that.
some in your house. Like what?
What is that?
It's like I didn't even know that existed.
Oh,
How you even get here, buddy?
You definitely need pest control here.
And then I don't know. The winters here are kind of brutal. And I think because we're in North Texas.
I feel like it is an extreme with the weather. You're right.
Oh yeah, and then the wind. I ain't never had the
wind
wind
is
storms be
Ooh,
stupid.
the thunderstorms are
My first
bad.
winter out here, I got frostbite. I was working at a car rental place, like checking out the cars, and my pants, like, just frostbite on my, like, down the side of my leg because it was so cold. And it wasn't snowing or nothing. It was just the wind. It was so bad.
Wow.
And so I would have to say the winters. I'm like, I thought I moved out of Indiana.
Bruh.
The weather's extreme.
It gets extreme.
Yeah.
It could be extremely hot.
Or extremely cold.
Bruh.
Or extremely rainy.
Rainy.
It's not
Thundery.
even snow, like, middle ground.
No.
And it changed.
I didn't think about that.
like
It's
that.
definitely
Bruh.
true.
It was 80 degrees the other day, and then it's hailing.
Oh my
at the
God,
end of the day,
yeah.
And I'm like,
Parking kinda high, too.
I said
I
parking.
said parking. But then
But
Parking.
I will say Dallas has more like free valet and valet areas.
True.
And free parking than you
True.
find in most
that's
cities.
true.
True.
You're right.
Because I would go to like certain buildings and stuff downtown. It's like, oh, it's free parking. I'm like, what? I just knew I was about to spend $25.
Validate, because they do validate a lot. There's a lot of validated parking in commonly used
I didn't think
areas.
about that. You're right.
And like, cause I did go to AT&T district and for New Year's Eve, bringing in the New Year, and then it was like a parking garage, and they said as long as you go to this, it was like 2 or 3 other spaces that they had. They said as long as you go to these 2 or 3 spaces, they'll validate your parking. So they do. It is incentives. It is.
I thought
it is incentive.
they would like be trying to charge for parking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
More than what they do, but
Yeah. So
I mean, they do charge, but it's like you can, if you know where to go and you know what.
what's
to
your
do.
favorite part about living in Texas?
favorite part about living here,
Yeah.
probably the different restaurants. I like to eat.
I was just like, I was
love
like,
to
dang,
eat.
why I didn't say that as a pro?
I love to eat. So
So many good restaurants.
and I don't know how these restaurants are surviving because it's like 10 of them of the same cuisine,
Right.
but they popping. But everything
Ooh,
is a little
good.
different. You got all different type of cultures here, so you can get
True.
all different type of cuisines.
True.
The barbecue is cool. I may have to say I like Midwest barbecue a little bit better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Although the beef here is better.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
beef is here.
Yeah.
All these
Beef is
cows,
better.
you know what I'm saying? Moo-moos.
But
I definitely like the brisket here.
yeah.
Not a biscuit.
That slaps.
That brisket. Ah.
The food is so good here.
Yeah, the food is probably my favorite part.
Okay.
And I do like that we have all these sports teams. Like I love sports. So
Yes.
I
We
love
got
being
good
able to,
ones.
go to different
Like,
events.
what?
A lot of them have. I know the Legends. They also have like young professionals like series. So they invite different speakers, and you just go to like a luncheon, or they have breakfast, like networking events and stuff. So those are extensions of like some of these things. So yeah, the next one that come up, I'll let y'all know.
No, for sure. Look at that.
We're trying to go to that.
But like different fun things like that. I love volunteering, so I do volunteer with Big Brother, Big Sister. And I've done the Ronald McDonald House, Stevo. I know you've done Ronald McDonald House.
That's some really good charities.
Couple times, and I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
I mean, my job has introduced me to a lot of these things because we have a big volunteer and social impact footprint.
Okay.
So different events that they'll sponsor or get tables and stuff at. That's where I learn about different things.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I see that DCEO event. They're doing this on. Let me see if I can get in it.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So,
what you think? What's your favorite?
My favorite part about Dallas really is just the fact that like, I'm like a Swiss Army knife. I like to do a lot of things. I'm interested in a lot of different. I have a lot of different hobbies. You know what I'm saying, and I ain't completely got the ratchet about me yet, so I can do that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? That's out here. Just a full range of professionalism. I can dip into that as well. If I want to go to an event, any type of event that I'm thinking of, it's already out there, so that's cool. Networking, the socializing aspect. I like the fact that some of our good friends are here, like this. You know what I'm saying? And then I like the fact that it's a place where you can learn. It's a place where you can grow. It's a place where people are challenging themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to grow and you want to learn, it's out there. I'm not saying that everybody here, you know what I'm saying, is doing that. Some people some people probably are on the hamster wheel. But at the same time, for me, like, that's a thing that I like, that all of my interests are here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything that I like to do and that I like to be involved in and a part of is here as well. So I'm like, that's great for me. And I'm like, just plant to be. That's why I'm planted in this thing, and I'm gonna keep spreading my roots and growing. So
yeah, my favorite part is I'm very heavily like business oriented, so I feel like Texas is a place for businesses. You can start businesses easier. You can start like things in Indianapolis that take like a lot of requirements and a lot of like certificates and stuff like that. You don't have to have all that in Dallas to start it. You can make money doing things like in Indianapolis that would take you having to do all these registrations and all that. You can just start doing that here in Dallas, and it won't be, or in Texas, and it won't be all that. So you can start a business here faster. You can do everything faster. You can grow faster. They got a lot of incentives for businesses here. The banks really champion businesses, so you can get better loans and all type of stuff here. So like, yeah, that's why I picked here to settle, because I am trying to grow my businesses and stuff like that, and they really are pushing for that here. So yeah, that's my favorite part. I'm not gonna lie. It's the bank, it's the money,
right. The money.
You know what I'm saying?
Love to see it. What they say? Love to see it. Love to see it on me.
Oh my God. Okay.
Love to see it.
Okay, we said our favorite. What's y'all least favorite? Least, the thing you don't like I said, I'll go first just so we can start. My least would be, like I said, the bugs. Like, the bugs is kind of, they just bigger. Like, I think because I lived in like California for a period, and there was literally none, and then I'm here and I'm seeing them. It's just they just be huge and just annoying. But that's probably my least favorite. But which I think least. Oh yeah, I would say too, the politics. Like, our politicians in Texas is too strict, and I think that's just because we don't have a lot of younger millennials and stuff like that. So like, some of the older millennials, I feel like, are going to probably start getting in there, and then that's going to change. But right now, the politics is kind of like, ugh, I don't like them. They kind of look strict.
When it comes to politics, for sure, I'm still learning myself, because at first I was just like going through it, and I'm like, no, I need to start paying attention, because this is gonna start affecting me, my pockets, how I live.
Absolutely.
But like you said, I still try to stay out of it, but just know what I know,
right?
What I need to know,
yeah,
to stay safe, because Texas, like you said, it's so many different cultures.
Man.
Everybody here, it's literally like its own country. That's
Facts.
what me
No,
and my
facts.
best friend say all the time.
Facts.
Texas is its own country.
it is.
And they're not I don't want to say if you run into somebody with a opposing view of you not going to get some backlash, but a lot of people just kind of let you do your own thing, and they going to ride hard for whatever they support, but
that's true. I would say that. You're right.
That's a fact.
Right.
It ain't no lease. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just see certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have a lease because some things just come with it, you know.
So do y'all think Texas is y'all's last stop?
Probably.
Okay. Because you did say earlier Plano's your last stop, did you?
Yeah.
Love Plano.
For sure.
I do.
You got a house in Plano, so
I don't.
it's really nice too.
Yeah, I don't think I'll move.
Okay,
Unless
it's really nice.
The money is right in another city,
Right.
but again, I don't think that'll be like home.
Right.
It
Right.
might just be like for a period. And
We didn't. You know
I'm
what
going
we
back.
didn't say, Des,
What?
about Texas that we like is how the houses are made. Like you get a lot more space for the money.
Yes.
You do cost a little money,
Cost a little
but
bit,
you gonna get your space and you gonna get a garage.
and they built well.
Like they make sure that you got a garage for your car. Wherever you at, you can have something for your car and be up under.
Nah, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
For
Because
sure.
you even
That's
in
a fact.
your apartment, you know what I'm saying? You got a
Yeah.
nice little.
They're gonna have a
Right.
carport.
I'm
or
saying.
Something.
So because you have to think the weather.
Not for
and the
real.
elements.
Okay,
So they have
you
to.
right, Dave.
Or else
I didn't think about that.
You know, one thing that I forgot to mention is for like the apartments and stuff, as a plus the amenities. They are big. I feel like they bigger on amenities here than they are Midwest.
But that's what we were saying. Like if you pay, you might pay, but you gonna get something for it.
Get what
Nah,
you
for
paying
sure.
for.
Nah,
You definitely
facts.
gonna get what you paying for. You right.
It's a nice
That's it.
gym. Some places
Bruh.
got like saunas and spas in there, or they have some type of like breakfast bar or walkable restaurants, because that all plays a part into the lifestyle. But yeah,
Yeah.
Pools be nicer out here.
pools be nice. Big, have a little party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is this your last stop?
I think so, for sure. It'll be my last stop, but if I was to go somewhere else, the opportunity would have to be just so great,
Right.
because it would have to just be, and then like Dad said, it could be for a extended period of time, but I definitely could see myself staying here because it just got everything I need, and I mean, other than like being at home and feeling like home because of family, I feel the most at home when I'm out here for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like Texas is definitely my last stop because I've been road running for like 10 years. So like I think that I'm ready to sit down, and now I know exactly what I like because I've been so many places, and now I take it from each place what I like, and I think Texas has all of those, so I can sit down now. You know what I'm saying? And then like it's so easy to travel somewhere from Texas. Like Texas makes it easy for you to travel. So if I wanted to go somewhere else, I could just travel there.
Like,
you know what I'm
expensive
saying?
for sure.
It's a major city.
Yeah.
Got major airports here.
Moving, shaking and moving.
I know, and then you close, and then one of my
favorite.
favorite places to travel is like Mexico and the Caribbean, and it's not
quick.
that far.
2
I'm
hours.
saying,
Bro, Mexico definitely too hard.
like it's not that far from like Hawaii and.
Yeah.
True.
So okay, so would y'all recommend Texas to other people? I
Yes.
mean, I know you would because she's
Yes.
the reason why
Been
we
here
had a
for
dinner with her when we
dinner,
first got here.
yeah.
Des, why would you recommend it?
'Cause
Well,
it's-
I mean,
like
we
I
already
said,
went through it, but
so much to do here. Like you said, you've been able to pick apart things that you've gotten from other cities, and you can find that here.
yes,
And
one
so it's like,
place.
Yeah, it's one stop shop. And if it ain't here, you can make it.
I remember you telling us when we first got here, if you don't like this, you can go here, you can go there. She not lying. Like that's why I started downtown, because I was like, okay, I want to see all the places I could go. But like she said, if you don't like a certain type of people, you can go to 30 minutes, 20 minutes over. You won't have to deal with none of that.
And be completely different. It give you something
Facts.
completely different.
Completely
so
different
it's like
vibe.
you're in a whole new
City.
city.
For real. I mean, you will be, but it feel like a whole new city in a different state down there, for real.
Yeah.
That's why, because it's so big. You know?
You recommend it, Steven?
Yeah, I recommend it, but I say do your research first. Do your research first before you come down here, because if you're not that kind of person that likes the things about Texas, because you might be a person that's completely opposite of Texas, and you might
Right,
think,
you might be a New York person or something.
you know what I'm saying? You might be a coastal person. You might want to be on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? You might like
Right,
that
you
vibe.
might like
Do you
the
know
beach
your-
or something.
Right. Do you know yourself?
I ain't worried about that.
Do you know yourself?
I lived in
first?
California. I
You know what I'm
was
saying?
like 20 minutes from the beach. I don't give a damn about the beach for real.
That's what I'm saying. Do
Like
you know
I thought I
yourself
did.
first?
I'm like, I do not care about that.
Like, do you know your? That's what
I like taking pictures next to it. We're like, in it? Nah, I'm not a surfer.
Yeah,
I just like to be out on it.
Yeah,
relaxing.
I recommend Texas if you trying to get your bag up. Even if you want to come here, if you want to get your bag up real quick, you should definitely come down here and be around some people that got that bag, because you can be. It's like I be going to networking events, and it's like people there with real money,
real bags,
and it's like you're around these people. Like all you got to do. Like I remember when me and Steven was making 5 figures, and then I figured out how to make 6. I told Steven it probably took me maybe like 5 years to make 6. It took this when I told him, it probably took him 2 months to start making 6 after I told him how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're around somebody who doing that, you can. Mm-hmm. And they is here like the millionaires, the billionaires.
But you gotta have
here.
that mindset. Gotta have a mindset to grow.
That's true.
If you're just you're comfortable where you are.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, this ain't the place.
This ain't the place. No. This is for elevation
you
and progression.
You have
network.
You have to get out there. You right.
To be intentional about what you're doing with your life, even if it's just for fun. Like it requires you, because you're gonna run into somebody who. Another opportunity. You gonna feel some, or you might start feeling some type of way about yourself because you're not where you want to be at. Yeah, so if you want to be comfortable, that's true, because you gonna get down here. That money that you got in Indiana ain't gonna be the money that you gonna have. Like the people here in Texas got way different money than that. So like, don't come down here thinking you gonna get humbled. Oh yeah, you gonna take your level like okay, let's say you like the cutest girl in that, and like everybody like you in that, but like when you get here, it's 1,000. Cute girls, and they all got money, and they all got education. You ain't the only one with a master's. She got a master. She got a master too. Looking at people like, it's like no, it's like dang, they putting that shit on too. Okay, so am I. I could put it on too. Okay, we can all do this. Like it's more of like you said, collaborative. Yeah, everybody can do it. Everybody can have a piece of the pie, but you just gotta have that mindset. Yeah. So the advice we would probably give y'all is like we were saying. You come down here, make sure your mind is on progression, getting farther, getting some money, getting the bag. Because if it's not, you gonna feel some type of way. Because motherfuckers down here got the bag. You gonna look like the poor one. Yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, don't be afraid to take chances. Don't be afraid to take chances. The way I didn't even know your story of how you got your job. Mm-hmm. Didn't know. Crazy. Never asked you that. But you know what? I definitely will say that's one thing about. One advice I say to give to y'all, people who didn't have a job, it took them a little minute to get a job. So it's not, if you come down here, don't think you're going to get a job overnight. If you going to get a Texas job, it's going to take a little time. Yeah, clearly. Because I know one way or another, I've never heard nobody who didn't come down here and they had a Texas job and it was fast. Mm-mm. Yeah, it's competitive. It's a competitive. Okay, yeah, and a lot of people bounce around, so you might have a Texas job when you get here, but then you might have a greater opportunity later that you could focus on as well. So I've seen a lot of people do that too. They bounce around, and then they'll be here for a couple of years, and then they learn from this company. Now what they learn, and they know now they can earn more because they learned more. Right. So. Yep, and it's the SawCast, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks, Dance, for being here. Appreciate you. Oh my God, this is a really great podcast. Thank you so much for convincing us to stay in Texas and give it a chance. I'm so glad. I appreciate it. I love you so much. Oh my God. The SawCast Low Dance. Yes, please like, share, subscribe, buy merch, and you know what I'm saying. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye.